Hey traders, Tim Bohen here with StocksToTrade. Today I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on the common pitfalls that snag even some of the most promising traders. Drawing from decades of trading experience and countless interactions with tons of traders at all levels. Listen, I've been very well connected in the trading world, been doing this for 18 years, interviewed a bunch of amazing traders on the podcast and here on the channel. I know a lot of them, beginners, advanced, intermediate, and I'm here to share insights you won't find anywhere else. So let's tackle with those kind of 7 deadly sins or 7 mistakes that most people take head on. And hopefully we can ensure your path to trading success is as smooth as possible. Listen, it's going to be rocky. Learning to trade isn't easy. Getting profitable isn't easy. There's going to be a lot of traps and ups and downs. But what I would like to do is kind of smooth that out for you a little bit and not have the wild highs and the wild lows. So trading mistakes are those sneaky pitfalls that catch traders off guard, often due to a lack of guidance, preparation, or a lot of it's just discipline. Like, I know I talk about this a lot, but really, it's a lot of the same patterns, it's a lot of the same techniques, a lot of what we look for. So like if you're like, why does this guy trading the same setups make money and this guy doesn't? It all, a lot of the time, boils down to just discipline, sticking to stops, preparation. Like they're in the same stock and one makes money and the other doesn't. You're going to find significant majority of the time it's the one that was more disciplined and put in the time before the trade. And recognizing steering clear of these errors is your first line of defense in the volatile world of stock trading. The 7 mistakes that losing traders make in the journey to avoiding common trading mistakes involves education, research, and an unwavering commitment to discipline. It's all about making informed decisions based on data and trends, not emotions or hot tips. So here are the 7 mistakes that losing traders make. And listen, let me know in the comments, are you guilty of any of these or all of them maybe? Listen, I was guilty of all of them when I got started. I made every mistake. Now, I stayed diligent. I knew it was going to take me time, but I made every one of these mistakes. You know, doesn't hurt to admit it. Listen, number 1, chasing hot stock tips. Early in my career, I learned the hard way. Following the crowd often leads straight to a loss. There's delay, there's slippage, you don't have a plan, and you chase the next big thing instead of focusing on your own research and process. Now, one of the great ways to get away from chasing alerts is using tools like StocksToTrade to help you with in-depth analysis to find stocks with real potential and not just chasing the herd or the shiny object on Twitter or in a chat room. Next thing, forcing trades. The market doesn't always move in your favor. That's okay. Recognizing when not to trade is just as important as knowing when to pull the trigger. One of the big things that happens, and again, this happened with me, is I found a lot of early success. Like I've always been interested in trading. I've had a passion for it, literally back to elementary school in the 80s, okay? So I started out kind of hot. Like I kind of had a good run, but then I started over trading. Like I was like, oh, I got it all figured out. Yeah, famous last words. Started trading way too much, way too many setups, and I pretty immediately got my ego checked, okay? So avoid that. Avoid over trading, trading setups that you're not comfortable with, and embrace patience and let go of the need to constantly be in a trade. I see a lot of traders turning trading into a video game, like constant action. It's not about constant action. It's about capitalizing on the best opportunities. Next, overestimating penny stocks. Listen, I love penny stocks. I will day trade penny stocks till the day I die. But it's very tempting for a lot of people to see these big moves and become true believers. I mean, we got a stock literally today, AVTX. This has been a many-time former runner. Stock went from $4 to $35 in about 18 hours, 4 to 35. And this used to be like a 50-cent stock. So people don't have plans, have too big of goals, and end up giving back a lot of profits. So instead of betting on the big long shots, concentrate on solid opportunities that show real promise through technical and fundamental analysis, and always have a goal. What trips up a lot of traders is they don't have a profit goal and they just think it's going to go up forever, and then they see dollar signs and they overstay and ultimately give back a lot of profits Where if they had a good goal, they would have been out, let the stock do its thing, and not end up giving back half their profits or sometimes all of their profits. Next thing, skipping the homework. Guys, I wish, listen, StocksToTrade is amazing. It will absolutely shortcut your time to finding the best trades and entering the best trades, but it can't do it all, okay? You still have to put in time and effort. People jump into trades without a solid understanding of what the market is doing, and it's like navigating a minefield blindfold. Like you're in a minefield with a blindfold. You might make it through, maybe, okay? It's possible, but odds are something really bad is gonna happen. And if you invest time in educating yourself on market mechanics and stock analysis, listen, knowledge is power, especially in trading. The more time you put in the work off the field, okay, I often use the NFL quarterback analogy. Like, listen, whoever your favorite quarterback is, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Tom Brady, okay, whichever, pick your fave. I guarantee the one thing that made them the most successful was the time and work they put in outside of on the field on Sunday. Think about it. An NFL quarterback's on the field about an hour, okay, roughly. But if you think that constant success over decades and multiple Super Bowls is only from that 1 hour, you're crazy. It's all those other nights and weekends and training and nutrition and film time. Trading's a lot like that. So understand it's going to take work, but man, the rewards are there if you put in the time. Next, trading too big a size, oversizing your position. I go back to when I got started and started finding early success. It's kind of that Dunning-Kruger effect. When you get done with this video, you can Google Dunning-Kruger. Almost every trader falls for it, like across the board. And I did too. Again, I made all these mistakes when I made this list. And basically what the Dunning-Kruger is you get a little bit of knowledge. Like you kind of get a little bit of knowledge, you make a couple trades, and you're like, oh, I got it all figured out. I'm a master of trading. And then you size up because you think you know it all. You're like, I know it all. I'm not going to trade 100 shares. I'm going to trade 10,000 shares. And then you quickly find out you don't know it all. And because you're sized up, now a small loss turns into a massive loss. So like I said, using too much of your account on a single trade can literally end your trading career in like one day. Like it's all over, okay? So be sure that you're sizing up carefully and you're really finding that you're ready to size up. Too many size up too soon. Next thing that traders do is they don't review their trades. Listen, I know it's fun to trade. It's action. It's like you're doing things. But back to my NFL quarterback analogy. Whether you win or lose, you should be analyzing those trades or a break-even trade. What a lot of people do is they focus on the button pushing and they don't review what they did that day. And you can miss a lot. Like you might think you made a really good trade and maybe you just got lucky. Or you might think vice versa. You made a bad trade, but at the end of the day, you might have just overlooked something. So what you got to do is really focus on the process, review those trades nightly and weekly, and that way you can improve your education. Listen, I think self-reflection is crucial for refining your strategy to become a more effective trader. Big thing here, man, emotions. Like, I think that one of the, at the end of the day, we talk about big losses. We talk about broken trade plans, all these mistakes, impulsiveness, FOMO, okay? All of these mistakes that are crippling mistakes boil down to emotion. Like you're now believing in hope, or you're scared, or again, FOMO, or you're chasing. Like all of these things are emotions. So one of the best ways to manage your emotions, remember, you're human, okay? You're not a robot. Emotions are always gonna come into it. But the best way to manage your emotions is having a trade plan before you enter the stock. And this is where a lot of people screw up. They buy the stock, then they start thinking about the plan. And you might think that's fine, but think about this point. Once you're in that stock, you're emotionally invested. Like your money is on the line. And here's let me know in the comments, type before or after. Do you think you're going to think clearer about a trade plan before you enter or after you enter? You think you're going to think clearer before you have thousands of dollars invested in a trade or after? Let me know in the comments. Listen, managing emotions, it can be controlled by having a disciplined and well thought out trade plan, and it can massively minimize that. Emotional discipline at the end of the day is the hallmark of every single successful trader. So in conclusion, avoid trading these mistakes because just by minimizing them, you can massively improve your chances of success. It transforms you into a more disciplined, knowledgeable, and confident trader. Embrace the journey, guys. No one does this in a couple months. Almost universally, it's a year-plus journey to learn how to be a successful trader. Stay committed to learning and always stick to your strategy. And if you're ready to take your trading to the next level, check out the link below that says join me at the Daily Income Trader System. When you go to that link, you'll get an invitation to a 100% free and live webinar going over everything we discussed. Like, you can see real-time examples of managing risk, analyzing charts, breaking down news, writing trade plans. Like, listen, YouTube's awesome, but this video is pre-recorded. You can go to those webinars several times a day, nights and weekends, jump on for free, watch 1, watch 2, watch 20, but they're live, they're free, and they're interactive. I can't overemphasize, it's a complete game changer. Click that link and I'll see you on the next webinar.